I think he's presenting these ideas and then he's under explaining them, and just like, because they're not, he doesn't want it all to connect and you to go, oh, okay, because I don't even think it makes sense to him.
I think it makes more sense than it does on the first pass.
I'm sure
I agree with that. I think that it's intended to be watched more than once.
Yeah, but he does it in a way. Like, I remember Dunkirk, I didn't quite get the timelines, but he left out enough information that I was like, I need to go watch it again. Oh, this timeline's a day. Oh, this timeline's a week. This one's an hour. Like, I didn't understand that, and then it pieced together for me. On this one, I was like, I know he's going to do something where it's so confusing, especially when the opening scene, you don't know what's going on. I'm like, I know he's making it so that we have to go back and watch it again.
Yep,
and I could feel that in it, and it almost annoyed me because I don't think it would pay off. The amount of times I need to watch it to understand it, I don't think the payoff is there.
I don't know.
I'm never gonna watch it again. Are you guys gonna watch it again?
I absolutely will watch it again.
I don't plan on watching it.
If someone's at my house,
I probably won't watch it. I won't go to theaters again because I don't want the exact same experience. The moment I can watch it at home and put subtitles on, I'm going to.
Like I've been fortunate to talk all through this with Ben, who I saw it with, and we were bouncing ideas around, and it was like, oh, this is what made sense, this is what mostly didn't, and like, you're coming in this like, oh, you haven't really talked about it yet, so it's like, I was so confused leaving the theater. Like, I had to look up videos like, what the crap was Tenet about? Like, I had to like Google that basically, because by the time it ended, the ending, it gave me nothing. It didn't go back to the beginning. So like, when we talk about rewatching it, it's like, I don't think there would be another layer that I could see the beginning from, because I still don't know what happened. I literally don't know what happened.
That partnership where he was like crying, I was like, even that.
What do you mean? In the end, when it's suddenly he's emotional,
he's like crying
with Robert Pattinson.
Like, I'm so removed from that.
Well, I didn't understand why. And then
I had a little moment there. I definitely felt
that was effective.
It was a little better than it was with the woman.
It's the best that I felt the whole movie about emotional engagement. But I was like, oh, he's realizing how deep their friendship went and how far, and he's also realizing that he just saved him, and he's also realizing that he's going to die right now. Right, all those things converged in my mind.
Yeah, the challenge is understanding. This is why I think if you watch it again or 2 more times.
Yeah. How many hours of your life do you want to spend on understanding it?
Well, I know, and that's my point. I think everyone's going to be different on that. But I feel like it's almost like you need like a Rosetta Stone type thing in your mind where, like, if you better understand the concept, the overarching concept, and you then rewatch the movie through that lens, it'll all kind of make more sense. Like, the pieces will fit together better, because the problem is that you have, throughout the movie, you have certain people traveling forward in time, but eventually you realize that they haven't always been traveling forward in time, and then in the inverse of that, they've been traveling backwards in time, but they haven't always, and then you don't know from which perspective they're seeing each other, because no matter whether you're moving forward or backwards, the other person is going to look like they're moving backwards.
And they all had to go at the same time.
Will the Rosetta Stone tell us why he was interested in that woman in her bad marriage?
I'm not saying that the character development and the emotional part of that was all there. I'm just saying that I think it's a better movie.
He's like, I have to save her life. I was like, bro, why?
Yeah,
why?
She literally, in 2 seconds of having dinner with him, is like, oh, like my husband. I'm like, who does this? Like, that was my biggest problem with it, was not even all of the like complex like plot points and like all of the the ideas. It was the people don't treat other people this way. It just feels like they're robots.
The suspension of disbelief was carried all the way through to like, oh, well, here's the hero.
You can't hear
here's
them.
The dame.
But the way they talk, they're like la 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 la. Scene cut. You're like, nobody talks like this.
I feel like he was trying to be almost like quirky and like fun with the dialogue cadence, and it was like putting me off. Like, I was like, this doesn't feel like a real.
Dude. They sound like robots, literally.
Yeah.
Like, it's so dry.
They were
like
hammering.
That's
through
what
a lot
it
of
is
lines.
actually.
Yeah. They were literally. It was so quick, dude. It was like a trailer. They were cutting the movie like a trailer, and that's one thing that I usually don't get super invested in his movies. Like with the characters, it usually is about the spectacle. But in Interstellar, I did feel like the father-daughter relationship.
Same.
I felt that, and like in Matthew McConaughey, I think like was great in it, and he gave you time. He gave you like patient scenes that you sat in an environment and understood what was going on.
The gravity of it, no pun intended. You really did.
I even felt it more in Inception, even just with the marriage flashbacks. Like even that did it more for me than this movie did.
Well, they at least felt like a little more believable. Like I still watch Inception and I struggle to care about their marriage, but it still feels like a realistic depiction of like a hard relationship dynamic. In this, it was like, I didn't understand the dynamic between anyone, and it all felt like information that he's like, like he has tucked away.
I know,
like
that's what I'm saying. I could feel
he'll never
that.
find the secret. It's like, but it's not open to interpretation. It's like a bunch of puzzle pieces that you're like, put the puzzle together.
And
but I'm gonna hold all the key pieces.
I think that's more
like,
true.
That's really what I was getting.
think. I mean, that's even the idea of the whole algorithm is all these different pieces that were scattered and hidden about that had to be found. That's like what the movie is.
I know.
And I might be more of his target audience with that because I'm like up for the challenge. Like I want to understand
but
it.
I feel like
same here. That's
no,
what
you don't want to. You're not like me.
I like things that are open to interpretation. I like mysteries that can be solved and you come to your own conclusion. I don't necessarily like puzzles that are like almost nearly impossible to solve or that are just not accessible. It's like,
but what you were just saying is actually, I totally forgot, but I felt this coming out of it, was this film was actually more about Christopher Nolan than anything else. Like I felt like like I just watched him just spend all the money that he wanted to make a film that was, everyone's going to talk about Christopher Nolan. And I don't know him. I don't know if he's a humble guy or whatever, but like I felt like it was all about the director and all about his idea and how crazy it was. And I felt that like
I could see that
during it.
Well, I don't think that if he was like starting out with this, that like any production company would put it out.
Totally not.
I do like whodunit.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell, right here, point, like just say, slap that subscribe, smack it, smash it, subscribe.
Smash that